January 14th, 2026, a date that will go down as the day the mask finally slipped. While the community was busy arguing about the Black Ops 7 meta, a court filing from Bobby Kotick just dropped a tactical nuke on the franchise's reputation. Kotick is currently fighting a massive lawsuit from a Swedish pension fund, and under oath he just admitted that Call of Duty sales have cratered by over 60%, but as the current game burns, the first leaks for Modern Warfare 4 have arrived. The title, Modern Warfare Sa, in Korean means 4, but it's also the homophone for death. Today we're investigating why COD is officially in its endgame, and why the next title might be a funeral disguised as a sequel. Let's look at the numbers Kotick tried to hide. Black Ops 7 didn't just underperform, it broke a 10-year winning streak by failing to make the top 5 most downloaded games on PlayStation. On Steam, the situation is even grimmer. Black Ops 7 sold roughly 400,000 copies in its first month. For context, Black Ops 6 sold 2.3 million in that same period. And that is an 80% collapse in PC engagement. Why? Well, because players aren't just tired, they're moving on. Battlefield 6 and Arc Raiders didn't just compete, they humbled Activision. Battlefield 6 is officially the #1 selling FPS of the year. It has recorded over 10 million copies sold, while COD is struggling to survive. Kotick's defense in court was actually a confession. He said that the game is failing so hard, we had to sell it to Microsoft. Think about that. The CEO is using the death of his own product as a legal shield. But it's not just about sales, it's about the psychological war Activision is waging on you. A leaked pattern for engagement optimized matchmaking, as they call it, has been uncovered, but we call it EOMM. These patterns describe a system that is more a social experience than a video game. It doesn't just match you by skill, it matches you to maximize your playtime. If you've been on a losing streak, the game will pitch you against lower skilled opponents. It gives you a fake dopamine hit just so you don't quit. Even worse, there's a pattern suggesting that if you buy a weapon skin, the system will put you in a lobby where the weapon is overpowered. They want to trick you into thinking that your purchase made you better. This isn't a theory, it's in their legal documentation. This is why your game feels rigged, because they are. You're not playing a shooter, you're playing a slot machine designed by data scientists. So what is the plan for 2026? Infinity Ward is coming back with the Modern Warfare 4. Leaks from The Ghost of Hype confirmed the setting, the Korean peninsula. Task Force 141 is heading to Seoul and Pyongyang. They're trying to stop Makarov from starting World War III. On paper, it looks like a return to form, dark, grounded, and edgy. But here's the problem. Internal reports suggest the multiplayer is a carbon copy of the 2022 engine. They are reintroducing wall running just to distract you. They're hiding the fact that the core code hasn't changed in 4 years. In Asian cultures, the number 4 is so associated with death that buildings don't even have a 4th floor, and it's called tetraphobia. By naming it Modern Warfare 4, Activision is inadvertently telling us the truth. This is the funeral edition. But behind the numbers and the rigged patterns, there's a human wreckage that we rarely talk about. In 2025, Microsoft carried out one of the largest purges in gaming history. Over 9,000 employees were shown the door, and the studios that built your childhood like Raven Software, Sledgehammer, High Moon, they weren't just restructured, they were gutted. Internal reports from late last year suggest that some of these support teams lost 50% of their staff. Why? Because according to a leaked memo from Microsoft's CFO Amy Hood, if a project doesn't cash out a quick buck in the short term, it's a risk that needs to be eliminated. The goal isn't to make a better game anymore, the goal is operational efficiency. They're replacing veteran developers with AI-driven infrastructure and outsourcing the soul of the game to emerging markets to save on their salaries. And we wonder why the feel of Call of Duty is gone. It's because the people who actually cared about the field are now standing in unemployment lines. Activision spent nearly $1.8 billion developing just 3 titles, but they couldn't afford to keep the developers who made those games possible. The SA in Modern Warfare 4 isn't just a gimmick, it's the sound of an industry that has finally chosen profit over people. So this is where we stand, a franchise that is 60% smaller than it was a year ago, a former CEO who admits they lost to Battlefield, and a 2026 title that is recycling tech while charging you a premium price. The Microsoft acquisition was supposed to save Call of Duty, but all it's done is prove that even a $1 trillion company can't fix a broken soul. So I'm asking you, You there watching, are you actually hyped for a war in Korea, or are you just waiting for the funeral to be over?